Hello, everybody, and welcome to season 2 of Into the Southlands. They brought us back. Woo!
Woo!
I'm gonna be your GM today, Noir. I go by he, him, and he, they pronouns. Um, um, and I'm just so excited. We have a new player with us today. And unfortunately, we did lose Trooper this season. They're off doing amazing things. So please be sure to show your love to Trooper. Give him a follow. I'll give them a follow on Twitch and give them a follow on Twitter and tell them that we send our love. But with that being said, let's get to the most important part of any show, and that's meeting the people that make the story happen. So we are going to start. We're going to start right down there with the person below me. That's you, B. Hey, how's it going?
Oh, as I fan myself dramatically. Hello, how are you? I am so hyped for the second season, not because I distinctly remember what happened in the first season, but because I'm very excited to play with this cast again. And KP, I think we played like one game before and it was a delight. So
You're
this is just
right,
going to be
you were.
wonderful. So for those who don't know, my name is B, my pronouns are they, them, but I'm going to be joining y'all as Phaedra, the Minotaur fighter. And like, his aesthetic is really just having the best labyrinth maze, hedge maze that any Minotaur has ever had. From like high quality pictures on the wall to the grass that is cut with scissors. It's all about the aesthetic, and getting lost in that maze is probably the best way to die.
Yeah. And next we have Anita. Hey,
Hello.
backwards. How's it going?
Hi, everybody. I'm Anita, or Panita, or Critical Misses. I am joining you today as Moonshine the Magnificent. Moonshine is a Ravenfolk artificer and uses she, her pronouns, but myself, Anita, use she, they pronouns.
All right. And our newest player, KP,
Oh.
how's it going?
I'm doing fantastic, especially because I get to be with all these amazing peoples over here. So
Ah.
Oh, shucks.
I get to enjoy this.
And who are you playing?
Oh, I didn't.
You're gonna fit in just right here.
What is live streaming? What is presentation? What are games? I've not done this before. Hello, everybody. I'm KP, and I play a character named Shani. He is a bard slash a little smidge roguish, just a smidge. And he is a Ravenfolk as well. So second Ravenfolk. Sorry, we're joining in as one as well. But I'm just super excited to play all y'all with all y'all. Why am I so nervous? Dear Lord.
You're gonna be just fine. Don't worry. And if you do find yourself getting anxious, might I suggest to you to focus on the abs that are shredded, cat. That's gonna be my introduction to you. What's up, Marcus?
Perfect. Hi, how you doing? Hi, my name is Marcus Mays. I am the Gen Con streaming coordinator and studio manager for Gen Con TV. And today, he, him are my pronouns. And today I am playing Zat, the 4'4" calico cat, Bastidi cat folk, who, as you can see from some of the images, the artist decided, and I think it's a great choice, that Zat's abs are just ripped. So this cat has kind of stumbled onto this life of adventure, and let's just say beings are following him. So we'll see how that goes. Good luck, Zat.
And last but not least, we've got our Kung Fu Hedgehog, Ufu.
That's right. Hey, friends. I'm your resident Kobold Dot here. You can find me online as Little Red Dot. I'm back with Ufu. I use she, her pronouns. Ufu uses he, him pronouns. And Ufu is an arena, which is, well, it's a hedgehog folk, is what it is. They've been around and about, but I'm excited to be back with a little, a little monk action. Oh, there's a cat at my feet. It scared me to death. Oh, my God. Clearly we're all ready for this today. And I want to remind everybody, if you are here with the Warriors of Waterdeep app, thank you so much for dropping by. We really, really appreciate it. Feel free to stick around and get some of the action. In addition, I feel I have to say we're in the middle of a Kickstarter. If you love these crazy characters you see here on the screen, then you are going to love our current Kickstarter. It is called Tome of Heroes. It is now a brand new book for 5e with brand new sub-races, subclasses, features, weapons, everything that you need to expand building your heroes. I'll drop a link in chat. Go check it out. We've crossed the $200,000 mark. Over 3,400 people have backed this Kickstarter, and we are well on our way to making it one of the biggest ones for Kobold Press yet. So we'd love for you to check that out. And then, before you know it, you'll be able to make crazy kooky characters like us. Okay, I'm done. There you go. Noir, take us into the Southlands.
Oh, well, hello, everyone. When we last left off, our heroes had conquered a veritable bevy of complications. They were able to deal with a cave troll that decided that he was married to a historical artifact that our players were set to go find. They managed to annul the wedding by creating a wedding in a distant kingdom off and away from Primastat through the machinations of a Fae entity. But now they find themselves back in the familiar desert, continuing their quest given to them by Basat, the Cat Queen, to challenge Zat to be her champion and to make sure that the ones that travel with Zat are worthy. And this is the quest that they've been on for just a little bit. They've helped powerful figures that work in tandem with Bastat's will, and they've had some off-color journeys as well and adventures. But now we find them at a campfire, just sitting and recounting their travels. And when they all go to rest, one remains a bit more restless than usual. And Ufu, you would be the one to catch that Gafir hasn't stopped looking at the fire. You start to get a little concerned, and you reach out, and the colors of the flames change to blue, and the fire erupts. It is now standing twice the height of Gafir, who is not a small individual. And the jagged, abstract shapes of the flames become more concrete, more defined. The fire now formed into a doorway. That doorway opens, and behind the frames of the door seems to be an eternity of blackness. You can't see what lies beyond that frame. But you also know that Gafir, your stalwart companion, Gafir has learned to see without seeing. And whatever it is that is behind the doorway, you can see that it brings a small measure of joy to Gafir, who looks at you, smiles, and walks in the door. A rather rash move for someone that you know is not a rash person. A choice that seems somewhat out of character, but so is the smile. And just like that, the door flickers into the shape of a familiar campfire, as if nothing happened but a moment before.
I think Ufu cartoonishly rubs his eyes a little bit based on what he just saw, and he pulls his goggles down to make sure he got that right. And then he thinks about Gafir smiling, which is something that he tried so hard to bring to Gafir in his time, the happiness, that concept of happiness. And instead, Ufu sees the fire, reaches over and grabs a cricket, stakes it, and then puts it on roast. It seems only apt to use Kafir's fire to feed ourselves.
It is a crunchy and delectable roasted cricket. But you know where you are in the desert currently
Okay.
is a few miles away from the river. The plan was to follow the river south.
Okay.
But as you sit here eating this cricket, you're just kind of going over everything that you just saw. The high-pitched howl of the desert gives way, and you hear the crashing of waves and the movement of water.
Like proper shoreline waves?
Mm-hmm. You hear the waves, you hear the river, you hear the splashing of water, and then you hear the gait of Gafir, which is 1 foot, 2 foot, and then the staff.
Nice.
1 foot, 2. So you're able to conjure up the imagery of Gafir at the water. But then you take another bite of your cricket and you hear the sound of the desert again.
I'm guessing the whole crew's like around. Are we on sleep detail?
You're on sleep detail.
Yeah. Oh, it feels so.
Is that cricket I smell?
I take the whole. I take the whole cricket off the end and go. Nope.
Okay, I'm gonna go back to sleep.
Yup. But Ufu eventually will poke Moonshine and go, "Hey, are we near an ocean?"
No. We're by a river, I think.
I think Gafir retired. You know, like went down by the ocean and just retired.
From next to Moonshine, Phaedra kind of like heaves his giant minotaur body over. I think what you're saying is he was tired, like to sleep.
Yeah, that doesn't sound
where
like...
they went. Where are they?
Retired.
And just reminder, I do believe Gafir was they them.
Thank you
Yes.
for the reminder. They were they walked into the fire.
What?
Are they okay?
What? Wait, what?
Now they're by the ocean. Now they're by the ocean. And then I thought, what a tasty fire to roast a cricket on.
Something is not
cherry
adding
cricket?
up. What? Moonshine, no crickets.
But
I have more crickets.
okay.
Ugh.
This whole time, Zad is still just curled up in a ball by the fire, just snoozing, having a good old snooze.
He's so cute. Zat is so cute. Maybe we shouldn't wake him.
I don't know how he's not awake. Honestly. So do we start a search party for Gafir? I'm not sure if I understand.
He smiled.
Did he die? Or, excuse me, did they die?
I don't think so. That's not retirement.
I mean, sometimes.
What's happening?
Oh, should Zot be awake for this? Do we need him?
Sad.
Roasted crickets. Go back to sleep.
Oh, okay.
Sad. Well, he was by water. I could feel it. Feel it?
We're gonna grab a cricket and roast it and eat it.
I passed my stick so you could borrow it.
I feel like they felt the sand. They were one with the desert. Isn't water like... I'm just trying to get a vibe. Is this a good thing or is this a bad... Like, smiling? I worry if Gafir is smiling.
Yeah, the only time I've ever seen them smile is like, it was really scary.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
What happened
usually
after
covered in
the
blood?
smile?
we
Yeah.
could finish following the river. Maybe it'll lead to an ocean.
What river?
You all are a ways from the river, but that's
Oh.
the direction you were
Yeah,
heading.
Ufu
Okay.
sniffs the air for moisture and points with a little paw the direction of the river.
Okay. Yes, I think I would like that. Can somebody get Zat up? I'm gonna like gently like put a boot in like his back, but like it's yeah. It's more
Zat
like
just
a
rolls
tag.
over onto your boot.
Oh no. Oh, gotta pull my foot out.
So
Zat
being a
gives Zat,
legendary
like, a little
hero is
scritch
very
behind the ear.
tiring.
Yeah,
Oh,
Zat,
perfect.
Zat, Gafir has retired to the ocean, and we're gonna track him down via the river.
The ocean's not a good place to sleep if you're real tired.
No, of course
I
it's
mean,
not.
the sound of the waves are actually quite peaceful.
Yeah, I was thinking. I lived on a boat before. It was nice.
Okay.
Anyways,
Where are we going?
Well, we have to. Where were we headed? We're taking Zat somewhere, right?
We're going to the river.
Oh no, we're going to
And then
see
we're gonna follow the river.
Phaedra's ex. Boy,
I mean,
So,
we're
yeah,
gonna pass the.
So to explain, you're all going to find the Nuria Natal River,
right? Okay.
and you're going to follow it south, which will lead you through where Phaedra's X is to where Zat has to go.
Right.
So then Zat like slowly wakes up, rubs the sleep from his eyes, puts on his big old oversized JRPG boots and like his little cape, and then like yawning drags his big ass heroic sword, or whatever the sword thing that he has. He's just kind of dragging the hilt around, just like it's a little heavy for him right now.
It's like, okay, let's go, guys. Let's do it. Let's go.
To the river.
To the river.
All right, so you all get up. With
How's the cricket?
It's really good. It's really good. You might have overcooked it a little bit, but
No.
it's good.
He left that fire really roaring, and I like put out
I
some
mean,
sand out, so he don't get.
When you
trapped.
overcook it, it just makes it chewy. So I mean, it's still good. You just got a different texture.
I'll eat pretty much anything, so it's fine.
So you all tear down and start heading in the direction of the river, so you can follow it south. And it's a pretty normal, eventless trip. There is some shifting in the wind, but for the most part, there's not anything that you would consider to be an immediate threat. Would anyone like to do anything during this time, or are we marching ahead?
So Phaedra,
Mm-hmm.
this maze.
Yeah, it's not that great, The carpeting is pretty disappointing, the chandeliers are subpar, and the feathers that are used, chicken feathers. Can you imagine somebody decorating a maze without ostrich feathers?
Or at least peacock feathers. Come on, get some class.
Wait. So what's wrong with the chickens?
The feathers are basic.
Oh, okay.
Yes, I thought that was clear.
Yeah, no, I get that.
Yeah,
that.
no
I see
luxury, no opulence.
that. Yeah, I once had a sweater made of chicken feathers.
Oh, disgusting.
It hurt. It was hard
Yeah.
to wear.
Yeah,
it was
what?
uncomfortable, but my aunt made it for me, so I had to.
Was it a sweater filled with chicken feathers, or were the feathers on the outside?
Well, if I'm being honest, it was a burlap sack with the ends of the feathers that came out of the chicken being poked through it. So then I just kind of had to wear it. It was a nice gift. It was just a pretty uncomfortable wear. I had to wear it for the first, her birthday and stuff. But other than that, it was pretty good.
And it's at this point you think you see a figure off of the horizon.
Yonder.
It
love
seems to
Ufu.
be heading in your direction. What do you do? What do you do when you see this?
Are we on high alert? How do we feel about strangers in the distance?
I don't know. I'm gonna hold up my sword.
The last time we were trampled by a dinosaur.
Yeah, that hurt. I got mauled by a dinosaur. Gored by a dinosaur. That's too heavy for you.
Yeah, don't hurt yourself.
Please
We
be careful.
should
Oh,
maybe okay,
I'm
just
gonna put the goggles down and see if I can see something in the
yeah,
distance.
good call.
Perfect. You got the eyes.
Okay,
Yeah.
go ahead and roll me a perception check.
You got the eyes.
The eyes of the tiger. That's a 25 with the advantage. That's a natural 20.
Ooh.
Wow. Okay.
Okay, so
Nicely
what
done.
you see is it looks like somebody's just kind of stopping and taking a break. They're still a little too far for your scope to completely make them out, but you don't see any obvious weaponry. And it doesn't look like they've pegged you at all.
Someone taking a break by the river.
Is it a dino?
Not a dinosaur.
Oh,
it
okay,
Gafir?
we're fine. Oh
Looks
yeah, it's
like-
a Gafir. I
looks
forgot
like
we're
a
missing
people?
them.
Gafir!
Could be Gafir.
Kafir.
I Scrooge
Oh.
McDuck dive into the sand, like,
Yes.
and like start burrowing my way as fast as I can towards what I think is Gafir.
Okay. So as you get closer to this figure, that's where I'm gonna ask KP, what is your character doing right now?
So you see a raven-like figure, dark feathers, dark eyes, but that's the only thing that is like, darker color about them. Everything else, from their outfit down to their little shiny trinkets that are lining up around all over their body, is just the most colorful burst of rainbow you've ever seen. Just like the most ostentatious, bombastic,
Yeah.
almost kind of sears your eyes to look at it too long kind of level of just too much kind of a thing. But you see him taking a rest, but it's not because they're relaxing. It's more of they're just catching their breath before they kind of like their hands on his knees, and he kind of just and then kind of just looks up, and then next thing you know, I don't know how far all y'all are out, you just see him just start jogging, like the most merriest of jogs, just start singing la di da la la di 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 da di da 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 di 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 da. I don't know if anybody's ever seen that video, but
I love it.
I'm not, but I love it. So, like, off in the distance, you're all kind of taking these precautionary measures. Like, and then you look at your scope and you zoom it to adjust it again, and you just see this
joy.
colorful, beautiful singing.
and as you see him as he's running along, you just see, like, I don't know how close you can see it at this point, but well, with your amazing 20, you see, like, he's just laden with instruments all over his body. Yes. And the funny thing is, as he's like running, and you see like string instruments, and woodwind instruments, and all these other things. But as he's running, you see them bang against his body, like making a cacophony of noises as he's doing it. But oddly enough, it kind of matches the beat of the song that he's like humming along or like singing along as he's coming by. It's just like bang, bang, bang.
Rookery mate! Rookery mate! Rookery mate! And Moonshine starts running to meet this stranger.
Wait!
What did she say? I wasn't listening. What is a rookery?
I don't know. Wait, Moonshine!
No caution.
Is it just Zad and Phaedra? They're just standing there like, well,
Yeah.
that's just like, well, hey, and just starts running after too.
Okay, fine. I'm taking my time though.
Zach runs up and grabs you by the hand. Come on.
I'm walking.
Hey, don't forget us.
So Shani, what you see heading in your direction is just a mound of sand that is just making it a beeline toward you, like there's a tiny, adorable trimmer under the sand. Then you see a fellow raven folk and a cat folk just running action full steam ahead, and then just a very fine dressed and like I'm taking my time making my way to you, giant minotaur.
You just see immediately, like, he just stops and he reaches for, like, he tries to reach for his sword, but instead of grabbing his sword, he grabs his lute and then like pulls it out as if though it's a sword. He's like, stop right there, I'm armed.
I think from the Raven folk, you see like a similar laden pack that just has weird sounding devices and like odd scents like wafting up, and like weird plumes of smoke from this really overpacked backpack. Rookery mate! Hello.
Hello. Hi. I'm just traveling along. Sorry if my songs or my noises got to you. If I have ever stolen anything from you, I have not, and that has not happened. And we are I'm gonna just sneak on by.
Ufu like pops
way
out of the
Ufu-
sand. Yeah. Wow! Like pops out of the sand. It's like, what did you do with Gafir?
Whew, I don't know what. Listen, if this trinket here was called a Gafir, I didn't know. A. Second, it is now my Gafir, and you can't have it.
What? He took Gafir, and I turn and look at
Just
Moonshine.
kind of runs up and hears Gafir.
Gafir,
it's
you
not the
found
first-
Gafir?
He turned him into this thing, and I point to the
Gafir.
object.
No, that is
remember when we put Gafir into a bottle?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh
that
yeah,
was
those
fun.
were the
That
days.
was really fun. That was a weird one. Yeah.
Yeah.
But what have you done with him?
What?
What have you done with
Them.
him?
I don't feel like there's a little bit of things lost in translation here.
Oh.
This is just a trinket. I thought it was called a Zephyr because you get pointing and looking at it and saying the words.
We have a solution there, stranger. Moonshine, you have a tool that can identify other tools? If we could just confirm that this is in fact not Gafir.
Yeah, we would like to identify and make. I mean, we met a sword one time that was a wife.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, what?
Well, now Zat has the wife.
Yeah, I
And
have
now
the wife right
and now the wife is with us.
That was Gafir Jr.
here. Zad holds it up and just kind of falls.
We're
I sort of like all this. Oh, sorry. Go
we're
ahead.
looking for the river.
Believe the river is down that way. Also, you'll have very interesting stories. Do you mind? And then you just see him like pull out like a little notepad, and she's like, those are some interesting. So your sword is your wife?
Well, the sword isn't my
How
wife. The
did you
sword is
marry an
Gafir.
inanimate object?
It's
First,
Gafir's wife.
I'll tell you what happened to Gafir Jr. if you tell me what you did with Gafir Sr.
Yeah.
He
This is all very clear.
yeah, yay tall, blue, might be smiling actually. I shouldn't.
Has kind of horns.
They have horns, a staff.
Very stoic.
I've
A little
not met.
laconic.
I've not met really many smiling, corny blue people walking around, but
Oh.
I'll take notes. And then
please.
Yeah, write that down.
Horny blue people. Got it.
That's horny with an E on the end. Yeah, the other one is just a little too confusing.
Fair point.
But, well, you seem, and I take you up like in. I size you up and down, like all the colors, all the stuff. You seem well traveled.
Yeah. Yes. I tell stories. I loved singing. I'm a bard. And each of these items are some stories I've collected along the way. And I don't know if any of them are from your friend Zephyr. Maybe. I don't know if it happened to have a trinket
Gafir.
on him.
Yeah, it's a Guffier.
Like a ghost, but
Yeah.
hopefully they're not actually
Not
disappeared.
actually. Yeah. Hey, Huddle. And I like bring the group in.
Yeah. Okay, I love huddles.
Yeah.
Oh,
Well, okay.
yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Vader just towers over everyone.
That's supposed to be like, a warrior, right? Like point at the sword.
Yeah. I mean, I believe so.
For the,
That's what I've been told by the goddess.
Oh, I've heard that all the greatest warriors have stories about them. Maybe we could convince our colorful friend here to come along and write the great story of Zat.
Oh, I think publicizing more about where I am might be kind of bad, because there are some people who tell stories about me, and they often tell them to people who are called bounty hunters, who then come after me to stop me from being alive again.
But
I turn
what if we
around.
make them so incredible, so outrageously good and true that
Scare
they
the
will be
bounty
too
hunters.
intimidated? Yes.
But when you put it like that way, Phaedra, this might be the best idea you've ever had.
Thank you. I mean, all of my ideas are the best I've ever had, but thank you.
So
Where are my
Shani.
manners? Shani? That was the name?
Shani, yes.
Moonshine. Moonshine the Magnificent. Owner and purveyor of Moonshine's Magnificent. God.
What's it called?
Forgot
What was it called?
No!
got it.
Moonshine's Cryptic Caravan of Curiosities.
Yes.
Is that where the wonderful scents I've been smelling are coming
Yes. Potion maker, builder, artificer by trade. Lovely to meet you. What have you heard of Apocalypse Meow?
Uh,
The
That is
Demon
a story-
Neko.
not a story I've come across yet, but I am always looking forward to new interesting ones.
Well, good news for you. Zat
Ta-da!
is
Uh-huh.
a famous and big time warrior of,
Mm.
you know,
The City.
yeah.
The
Yeah.
City.
Yeah,
Oh.
pose with a sword.
Oh,
But like, keep the sword down. Don't worry about.
Yeah,
Don't fall over. Oh yeah. Hmm.
That is a sword style I've yet to see. Is the falling a part of it?
It is usually. It's followed by several flips. You'll see. Stick around long enough, you'll see.
But great subject matter for your writings, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, I was blessed by a goddess.
Well,
True
now
story.
That piques my interest.
I had my heart stolen. It's back now. It's better.
Yeah.
Yes. That was a rough time.
If this was an anime, there would have been a cutscene.
Flashback.
Close up of like, raw.
But it's all good now.
It's like from that scene from Monty Python. Just tell me into newt. Well, I got better.
And if this were Kingdom Hearts, there would have been 3 Game Boy games
Yes.
trying to
Yeah, we're
explain it.
just explaining this. Thank you so much.
Be real.
Thank you so much. I need a fair amount of Kingdom Hearts slander.
Wow.
In all my
wow.
it's in my writer for the streams.
Well, well, you know, I don't know where you're going, but we're going to the river with this here. I put my tiny paw on Zat's shoulder. Warrior, hero, friend. You could come along if you wanted to.
I'm always looking for where the story takes me next, so I don't mind. I'm just kind of wandering around, so wouldn't be any different to wander with all of you. If you would have me.
There would be one small difference, just to be fair. A lot of people do want us to continue being alive.
Yeah.
That says course correcting very, very, very well. That no one could tell what he was going to say or anything. Yeah.
I'm going to need everybody to make a perception check.
You're
Perception?
my-
Or
Yep.
to see things.
Mhm.
The one with our eyes.
I feel that's not fair of you to ask us.
Perception.
That's
Okay.
Where's my perception?
I did
Wow.
not do so great.
That's another natural 20.
Dear Lord.
Wow.
Jesus.
Looks like
Yeah, 2 in a
Moonshine's got the dice
row.
today.
I'm trying to find where's
I'll
my
take it.
perception. I have it. Deception? No, not deception. I want perception.
Alphabetical. There should be an alphabet.
There it is. I find it.
Alrighty.
There. Wait,
I
clicked
accidentally
it.
rolled
There it is.
acrobatics. Sorry about that.
Woo!
No, you're
You
good.
did great.
Wait, why is it showing 2 numbers?
When it was,
Oh,
it's if you roll with advantage. It's just rolling
Yeah.
with advantage. So you take the one on the left, not the one on the right.
Got it. So
So off in the distance, it's Moonshine that really gets the bead on them. There is a group of, it looks like, very muscular, very buff cat folk. And there's one decked out in like gold armor.
Oh no.
And they have a bow in hand.
Oh.
You can see that it is knocked in your direction.
Hey,
That
hey,
your littermates are here.
yeah, your bro cats are here.
Is this
Oh.
bad?
Is everybody you know super shredded like
Well-
that?
Abs.
Like, is this just a steady thing?
That's like kind of like taking a look. Is there anything that Zat can see? Is there any discernible, recognizable things that Zat might know? Because
Golden
it is fair to say that Zat was banished from
Mhm.
his home. So you
I will
recognize
gi-
anything?
I will allow you another perception check, but it will come at the cost of rolling initiative at disadvantage because he took an extra beat to see if there's anything you can find on these guys.
Okay.
Oh.
Oh.
With a 10, I'm gonna say right before you're like, okay, I have to get into I have to focus on defending myself. I will say that you notice the holy symbol of Rippersat, of the cat goddess.
Oh.
Okay, so this is probably good.
Hopefully.
Everybody roll initiative.
Oh,
Okay.
okay.
See, that's the part that I don't feel great about.
Yeah, I do recall.
Oh.
Where'd it go?
Oh, my eyes! His armor is too bright.
Thank you. I cleaned it myself.
Put my
Oh, hey.
my
Hey,
goggles
two
down.
nat 20s.
There we
Dang,
go.
y'all, come on. This does not bode well for me. These rolls and for my.
Oh no.
I ain't doing so hot.
I am doing terribly. Okay. So for initiative, jeez Louise, we've got
Look at them rolls.
I know,
Yeah.
right? So I believe we've got Shani going first, followed by Zat. Again, Zat with the 20s. No
Sorry
one
about
here,
that.
so no one here is surprised. In fact, we're all upset.
Right.
We're
So
not
like
happy
the first time this season.
with this movie. Followed by Ufu. And Phaedra. Okay. And my guys go after Ufu. Dope. Oh no, they go after Moonshine. All right. So Shani, you see off in the distance, there's a group of about 6 cat folks. And one of them seems to have a bow aimed in the direction of the people that just ran up to you.
Oh. So wait, the people running up to us are just trying to run away?
The people running up to you being Zat and Moonshine.
Okay, gotcha.
So
gotcha.
so they just ran up to you, and it seems like their arrows aren't pointed at you, but pointed to the folks that are just running up and saying hi to you.
Oh, ooh. So that wouldn't work. Unfortunately, I don't know what I could possibly do from way over here. I do have let me see. I have one universal speech. Wait. Oh, okay. Never mind. No, that's just mimics from where I'm
While you're
at.
considering that, Marcus, may I show you my cat who has the opposite of many abs?
I was gonna say I really do want to see this. Yes. Yes. Oh my god.
Oh
Yes.
my gosh.
Yes.
No abs. None.
That's it.
This is Zat in
Oh,
retirement.
What a beauty. What a beauty.
I was gonna be like,
Kitty!
Oh my goodness.
All
that's
that
first client.
Dear
Oh
Lord.
my gosh, look at these beautiful
So many
kitties.
kitties.
Long cat.
3 beautiful kitties on the screen.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Okay.
That was good. That was a good
What
play.
you got for me, Shani?
I don't know what to do. I have vicious. I could do vicious mockery. There we
Always
go.
a classic.
Always a classic. I turn and basically try to distract them with my vicious mockery and be like, "Hey, did you poopy butt?" And then I yell it out.
Okay, I'm gonna have him make
Yeah, Shawnee.
Yeah. I wish.
you just hear back. Your butt's poopy.
That's not nice.
Like 2 or 3 of them in the cat pop go, yeah, got him. Ooh.
The entire posse going, "Oh!"
Oh my gosh, yes.
Is
Oh
there
my
anything else you'd like to do on your turn?
Wow, love it.
Oh man, I think I just do. I think that's all I can do right now.
All right. In that case, we're going to move over to Zat. Zat, you saw your new friend deliver a pretty sick burn, but the problem was like the cats over there had a hot 16 waiting for them. They just it retorted. No physical damage was done, but street cred was damaged just now.
Oh damn! And this is the person we hired to write a song about me. Oh gosh. So Zat kind of looks over at the group. Do you remember when the goddess said she wanted to test you all? Kind of got a feeling that this is that.
With her own people?
I don't know.
Seems
Yep.
wasteful.
Whew. Zat pulls out the sword that he doesn't fully know how to use yet. That's something I remember from last season. And Zat would like to gymnastics as far as he can, spin over away towards them. Just jump and roll.
Give me an acrobatics check.
That's good. And that's a 32.
Okay, well, you are doing Spider-Man level flips
With
in
a
their
sword
direction.
in hand.
Yeah.
Yeah, like you
It's
do
the only
that cool thing where you throw the swords and then you do a bunch of flips and then you land and then like you catch the swords.
Amazing.
Yeah. Throws it up, it just spins, it lands like right there, it like closer to the group, and I'm just like, it's shining on it. The sun's reflecting at the people coming at us. Yeah, they are still a good distance away, I'm assuming.
Yeah.
That was just Zat getting ready for a fight. Zat is
You do hear one of them speaking in the language of the cats. That was sick. Like, I hate to admit it, but man, that was clean.
Oh, I love it.
meow, 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 meow.
It's like one of those like that translates to that. That's sick.
Like the little subtitles. I'd be down for that.
So that's going to bring us, unless there's anything else you would like to do.
No, I just wanted to look dope.
All right, that'll bring us to Moonshine.
How far is Zat from me currently?
I'm gonna say Zat is about a good 35 feet from you.
Okay. How far are the Bestetti from me currently?
The steady would be about 70 feet away.
Okay, so I'm going to move forward about 10 feet,
Mhm.
and right where the Bestetti are in a 10-foot square, I'm going to cast Grease.
Yeah.
Classic for a reason.
They all have to make their saves, and I hate you so much. Okay, first off, let me see what they get to dexterity. I am going to fight you for this. Okay, that's respectable. They get a +3.
Okay,
So 19 for the first one.
that passes.
14 for the second one.
That does not.
7 for the third one.
Nope.
7.
Damn.
All right, and 19 for so
This is
you.
incredible.
And the thing is, the thing that's upsetting is it's on sand, but it's still greasy.
Still greasy. I love it.
And so you cast this, and the sand gets wet and thick, and you just see like 3 of them just floop, face first, and they go, "Oh, they're off." Is there anything else you would like to do?
I'm also going to take a bonus action to activate Buddy, who will hop off of my back and begin to walk towards, or run towards, or fly towards that at about 30 feet. So
Awesome.
it's going to get there.
I love me some Buddy.
And that is going to bring us to bad guys. So
Yeah.
the 3 that failed, they get up. The one that did not fall is helping them up, and the leader with the arrow is going to fire. What do you add to your shot, my good sir?
At 2.
I haven't told you that yet.
I say you sneaky person.
I am a sneaky boy. Okay. Oh, you get to add +5 to this. Okay. So, this shot is coming in the direction of Zat. It's enough to have the arrow land at your feet, and there is a scroll on the back of the arrow.
Oh, Zat bends over and picks up the arrow and looks at the scroll.
It's just a signature that says Ernesto Saviltri. And then under that it says in very fancy writing, rival. And then he walks up to you. I heard that you were the chosen of Priebstat. Well, I don't agree with that decision, so I will be here following you to inconvenience you and show you that I should be the true champion.
So you're not trying to fight me to the death?
No,
Well,
I was trying to. And he waves at his men, and you can tell that they get up and they are very much more
Greasy?
artsy than like they're swole, but they're like that swole kid in drama class.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
That swole kid.
There was always one who was in the weight room.
The sand is in my everything, and it's greasy. It's just like, you have a crew, and I have a crew.
Do you guys want to join up and be a cool crew?
Ew. Look at them.
No,
Yeah, they're greasy.
We're rivals, and we're only greasy because your
That's
bird,
my fault.
Because you're greasy kitties.
your bird friend made
Yeah.
us greasy.
What
We
I
were
heard
very-
is you're
Jesus.
greasy kitties.
we were
Greasy
moderately
kitties.
greasy before this encounter. Now we are abundantly greasy, and that is not our fault.
Wait,
You just
so
see
wait.
him start, greasy kitties, greasy kitties, greasy kitties.
There you go.
Bathe
Sing it.
yourself, you greasy kitties.
I've never been so thoroughly disrespected in my face. This is the making of truly an amazing rivalry.
Well, don't let me break it to you.
Who-
But if you want to be a warrior, you should stop stalking and go be a warrior.
Yeah, I mean, you
Wow.
are coming after us. Who I mean, like I am the chosen
I
one.
wanted
After
the
all.
formal declaration of our rivalry.
What if I don't want to be your rival?
Well,
I mean,
Don't-
rivalry
don't say-
usually is a
don't-
two-way street. Like,
don't
if one
don't
person
say
doesn't want it.
don't say. Well, that's why we're asking. This is a
Oh.
proposal of
Oh.
rivalrism.
So this was
Yes.
your
Oh, so
This
you have
is
to
will
check
you-
yes or no.
This is
It's like
will you
an
be my rival?
elevator pitch.
Is what this is.
This is a lot sooner than I was expecting.
You've made quite a name for yourself.
Well, that's good. I
Why does
do
he sound
have
like he's proposing him to prom?
It's like it's happening so fast. I don't know you enough, and I feel like if I'm going to get into this kind of relationship with a rival, I want to make sure
look,
that
look,
I
look.
kind of am on the same.
I mean,
page. Do you have,
I've
like,
a long-
pamphlet?
I have a long list of accomplishments that I've had that would make me a suitable rival for you. Truly, I was high in the hierarchy of Priebstat followers. So
Oh.
I feel like this is just a natural progression for my career here.
Do you have references?
Yeah.
I have them.
Are they-
We don't
Hey,
know
is
who
that-
they are.
they go, he's a stand-up cat.
Okay, that's pretty good. Thank you. Well, I gotta say, this
Hey,
is all looking kind of interesting.
Hey,
Um,
Zach.
yeah?
Just tossing this out there. We could really use a fall guy. And he
Like
has
someone
just
for
as
the
many
autumn
abs
months?
as you do.
Oh.
That wasn't a compliment. I mean, it is to you, but not to him. What I'm trying to say is, we could use a fall guy. So if you check yes,
Benefits.
enemies with benefits.
That's the saying.
I just have so many enemies, and adding a rival to it seems like it's so complicated. I'm just looking for something simple right now.
Most heroes in stories do have a rival and kind of just,
Ooh.
you know, just saying.
Oh, that perks Zat's ears a little bit. Well, oh.
Here, Ufu smiles his big grin and looks right at Shawnee like, I'm glad you're here.
Well,
I'm glad I'm here too.
Listen,
Wherever
whatever
you're in.
whatever your name is, Zat shakes that, holds his paw. I would love to be whatever your name's rival is.
Well, I mean, first you could start by remembering my name.
What is your name?
You earn it.
Wow, listen to the Raven folk.
you
That's
just
actually
see,
that's a very good point.
you see him walk by and just do one of these.
Right now, you're just rival level 1. Get to
Oh,
rival level 5, and then we might remember your name.
I think
Very-
your name is Alan.
And
Am I right? Am I right with
It's a
Alan?
rival
It's a
name.
good start to a rivalry.
This is actually fueling my anger at you. Before it wasn't personal. You just had a position I want, but now you've called me Alan, and I must destroy
Well,
you.
I don't know your name. I feel like you haven't even said it.
I introduced. It's on the paper.
Oh, well.
Oh, sorry.
Oh,
We threw that
already
away.
been, yeah, you see it's crumpled and blowing in the desert behind us, like just out of sight.
It was biodegradable, right?
I spent a lot of time doing the calligraphy for. I now am
Which was
personally
very
invested.
appreciated.
I'm personally
Oh, yeah.
invested in destroying all of you.
I'm just letting you know, you just made fancier.
Even me?
trash.
Yeah, but seriously,
Yes,
do you have a
it's-
name?
I do. I'm not going to tell you now.
It's
because
Alan.
We don't
It's
want to
not
know.
Alan.
We're gonna
How
call you
dare.
Alan till you
Alan.
tell us the truth. Okay,
Alan,
Alan.
the greasy kitty.
Alan the kitty.
Alan
the
greasy kitty.
Alan the-
Alan the greasy
Alan the greasy.
Alan.
Very well.
Alan.
Very well. Alan will remember this. You see,
Bye, Alan.
he walks back and he goes, "We must formulate a plan to find them at their weakest moment and take advantage of it. Take advantage of it and destroy them."
So
Are they all gathered
so
in one
I thought
place
cats are
again?
supposed to be really
Yeah.
clean.
Yes,
Well,
they are gathered in
we
one
usually
place.
are.
Grease spell.
I hate you so much.
Ah!
Just with every fiber of my being. And now it's all 6 of them because he's there with them now. Okay, so
We just
that is a 13.
It's,
That's an
my
8.
DC is 18, just so you know.
Okay.
Oh,
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So again, it's just him and that other guy that didn't fall. And the ones that did fall, they fall again. And it's just very well then. You have made your decision and you have chosen poorly because now I am your rival, which is what I wanted. So you've chosen well, but I am going to insult you now by saying that you've made a foolish decision, which is very rival-like of me. I'm already killing it at this job.
So
I hate
you're doing
you,
great.
and I will
Send
destroy
your
you.
application
Sorry, I
as a rival
can't
then.
hear you over the wind.
He's saying that we're all good. He's saying that everything's good.
Going
Okay.
to destroy.
Okay.
Alan, bye, Alan. Bye.
My greasy kitties.
I hope we'll
Uh,
see them again.
You do see one of the cats sliding down the tube.
Won't you take these greasy cats?
Oh, they bring
Make
me
them
so
slide
much joy.
and on the sand.
Okay. And so with that, you have the rest of the day. It's going to be about half a day's travel to the river at this point. And you're able to, I'm sorry, I've got that song in my head now. Thank you very much, Marcus. It takes about half the day for you to get there, but you're able to get to the river easily enough and set up camp there. There aren't any further distractions. I will give you. I'll allow 3 of you to make a perception check if you like.
Not
I
it.
was about to say that's
Not
one of
it.
my better skills. I'll do that one. I'm not good for a whole lot.
I mean, I'll do it if
I have
you
a
don't
5
the
perception.
3. I have
I got a 21.
I got a 9.
Okay.
Oof.
I see nothing.
Well, let's see. Actually, okay. Oh, okay. So, yeah. As you're walking along, every now and then you look back and you see Alan and the Greasy Kitties just kind of stalking in the distance, just watching, and they're trying to hide, but it's not amazing. And then one of them does fall and slide down the dune again.
That is definitely waving pretty constantly at them.
They're still just in the application process, right? You didn't pick them as your rival yet, right? Because that is
Not
a
quite.
little bit-
I'm reviewing.
Okay.
I'm reviewing my options.
Okay, because the story so far is Alan the Greasy Kitty is his rival, and I don't know how well that flows or how catchy that is. So maybe we should just keep that rival position a little bit more open.
Did
Okay,
you
find something with a
include-
better name.
Is it
No,
Alan's
it's a
name
great
that's
name for
not
him.
good?
No, it's
Oh.
more of, I think, just the overall package.
Just the over. Oh, okay, I see how it is. I had also kind of always envisioned if I ever, had a rival, it wouldn't just be another cat because all the other cats in my hometown hate me. So,
Well, that is
I-
a good start to a rival story.
well, not all the other cats. I think the thing is all of the cats who want me dead hate me, and all the cats whose lives I save don't. But I think that they can't say that they don't because their lives will be in trouble.
Huh.
Is this when you blew up that ship?
It's when I blew up the whole fleet. Yeah.
Right. That
Yeah,
I always
yeah.
forget. You should probably tell our bard that story. It's-
Oh
probably
yeah,
lead with that.
I
Don't
blew
do
up
that.
a whole fleet
not-
from a warlord.
Yep, that's the story. The end.
I'm gonna write such a great book.
So
He's just like his eyes shine at everything you guys are talking about. Like I'm like it to him. He was just, when he first met you guys, he's like, nah, they probably don't do much. And then the next thing you know, he's like blowing up an entire armada. God,
But
so-
the rest of us are innocent.
Yeah,
Oh,
I didn't know
not
anybody then.
right.
Yeah.
I mean, unless you can't tricking that warlord's people into watching an entire arena wedding
No,
in the middle
not
of a
an
head
official.
that was a
not
great
an official.
party, though.
Not an official wedding.
sorry, what?
It wasn't official.
Thanks again for hosting, Phaedra.
Yeah, that was fantastic.
I'm gonna need a lot of connecting dots here.
So, while this is all happening, are you all setting up cat?
Probably by the
Okay.
the rivers.
And so are you setting up cat by the river? Is the question.
No.
No,
well,
not me.
Hmm.
I'm asking that
Ufu
specifically.
does not trust the water.
Okay. Does anybody else trust water?
I'm
Zed,
not.
Zed doesn't have a trust or non-trust relationship with
Yeah.
water.
Great.
That's neutral.
Ufu goes, we should hang the hammocks in the trees. Are there trees?
Yeah. Like bushes.
I mean, yeah, there are trees about.
Okay, great. Perfect. Yep. We're going to get ourselves off the ground.
Sounds good.
Look, Ufu is bottom of the food chain.
You know,
There are
Zat-
some
Zat-
things you always learn, which is like, just don't put yourself in a position to get et. So,
Zat kind of senses Ufu's, let's get these up there. So Zat uses his climbing abilities to get a little bit higher up on the trees to set up the hammocks between, and is just otherwise just making the camp nice and off the ground.
Aww.
I can't physically fit in a hammock, so I will also just sleep on the ground. But you kids do you.
oh, big
Just gonna be over
hammock.
here dusting a little spot.
This is there a boat on this river?
There are no boats that you can see.
That's a good question.
What kind of Does anybody float?
I can fly.
I probably can if I needed to.
I think,
Think I float?
it would be a lot faster to go down river. And I point. Not that I know anything about sailing at all whatsoever. I would just it would be maybe a smart for us to then we don't have to walk the sand.
I mean,
That
I
is
might be
true.
able to fashion something. We got trees.
That's true.
I might be able to make us like a little
A raft?
raft.
Maybe we'll arrive here in a boat. I feel like there was a boat involved, and then they got very destroyed.
There was
Yes.
that sand sailor we had, but I
Oh,
think
that
that
did
got wrecked
happen.
when we ran into the dinosaurs.
Yeah, the dinosaurs really wrecked that sand.
We
that
tried
was-
to make a sand sled basically.
Yeah.
It worked
It
for a while.
It worked for a little.
Until,
But
well,
here's
until the
my
giant
question.
hand came out of the ground.
Here's my question. Are we talking about having the party build a boat?
A little bit.
I'm just
Okay.
A
saying.
little bit.
No, I'm completely down with this. I'm going to say you have an advantage. You have a bard who has jack of all trades, so he knows a little bit of everything.
I
But
know
the
a little bit of
question
everything.
is, do you have anybody with woodworking tools proficiency or carpentry tool
No,
proficiency?
that's the thing. I could sail the boat.
Because I do have a rule set for group project builds. So I'm very excited to try this.
So-
Oh, really?
Would I be able to use my pretty high number of persuasion to persuade you to say that we had wood tools and stuff? Let me just real quick
You
check.
You know what? Usually I say dumb things like you would have to roll a natural 20 to be so persuasive that you persuade the GM, but it's that rolling, so I'm not gonna make that joke.
As a matter of fact, among the tool proficiencies that Moonshine took is carpentry.
Hey, I can drive a boat.
Yeah.
I am
What's everybody's tool proficiencies?
boats.
I think mine was disguise kit, and then like thieves kit,
Yeah.
stuff. Yeah.
Alchemist,
Yeah.
jewelers, woodworking, thieves' tools, and tinker's tools.
Jesus, artificers.
Yeah, I got my design kit.
I don't-
I got my bag of mustaches.
I don't think I have any. I don't think I have any. I happen to be proficient in sailing because of.
Reasons we know.
Reasons.
Okay, so the way this is going to work is that this is what I have categorized as a massive project. So a massive project usually takes 1d6 months to do,
Oh.
but that number is subtracted by the intelligence modifier of everyone involved in the project.
Oh no.
So
Oh.
Uh-oh.
I'm not very smart. I'm just fashionable.
So what is everybody's intelligence modifier?
What's the number that's after 1 or before 1?
Oh, 0.
Oh, me
Oh,
too.
that's one. That's
Yeah,
one.
same.
I'm
Good.
Okay.
Mine is a 2.
Mine is also a 2.
Okay.
5.
I need it with the 5. Clutch.
Okay. Well, so this is now this is now currently a month-long project. The project lead, however, their proficiency bonus is the number of weeks we can cut it down. So, what is your proficiency modifier?
Proficiency.
At
Proficiency
Correct.
bonus, rather. Sorry.
+5.
Okie dokie. So we can get this done with 1 week of full work. So that means every day you all would have to be devoted to this. So that's about 7 days of straight working to make this boat. But you will have a boat that you can make. Oh,
I
what's up?
sing to inspire them.
Absolutely.
Woo!
Does that cut down anything at all?
That's actually going to help because there are going to be some rolls necessary to see how each day goes.
Nice. Trying to think like I think my actual contributions, other than like holding the heavy things, because can anybody in this party lift more than like 20 pounds?
No, you're doing all the lifting.
I do have mage hand.
That's 10 pounds. 5 pounds?
5 pounds. I'm just laughing at B laughing and swole. All right. So Project Lead, that's gonna be you, Wushang. I'm gonna have you roll me a d20 for each day. Okay?
It's just a flat D20.
Yep.
Okay. Da, da, da. 9.
Okay. So that is not a great day's worth of work.
Do you want to
Your
take
target-
your
Oh, but
your inspiration?
your inspiration. So go ahead and roll that.
Is that a D8 at current level? Or
The target has advantage on con checks. It also gains a 2d6 temporary hit points, which are lost when the spell ends. Oh, that's enhanced
wait.
ability. I'm sorry.
Oh no, we're looking for your bardic
Bardic
inspiration.
Bardic
inspiration.
inspiration.
Is
you
that
can
a
inspire others to do so. You can use bonus action, blah, blah, blah. Gains 1 bardic inspiration die, a d6. Once within
Okay.
the next 10 minutes, the creature can roll the die and add that number roll to one ability check, attack roll, or saving throw.
Then that's a
So
13.
13.
What level bard are you?
I am a level 11 bard.
Okay, so a level 11 bard.
Oh,
should
wait,
be
yeah,
a
wait, sorry, yeah. die becomes a the die becomes a D8 at level 5, a
There you
D10
go.
at level 10. So D10.
D10.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
D10.
Yep, I thought so.
That's
Ah.
There you
worse.
go.
Oh, come on.
We'll take
Wow.
the and your DC is 10, so you're fine. So
Okay.
it's a decent day worth of work. Go ahead and roll for the second day.
I have a question.
Mhm.
So I do have animate object. Can I be what's that wizard's name from Disney?
Jensen.
Jensen. Yeah, Jensen. And kind
Yes.
of animate a bunch of things to start working.
Like a bucket
Heck
and
yeah.
a mop.
I'm going to allow that to
Fair
let Moonshine roll with advantage on the
Mhm.
on this day.
Hey.
Yeah.
Okay.
A
So
15.
Are you inspiring as well?
I have up till 4 inspire, and each I think
Okay.
each short rest I get it back. So
Dope.
So that's
So-
18.
Okay, so we didn't hit 20. Okie dokie. It's another solid day worth of work. Nobody was injured. Everything went smoothly. Third day.
I've got Buddy helping out, and at this point, I'm also using my sort of artificer's trade to like sort of use mending cantrips to get everything smoothed out and working properly.
Alrighty.
Is there a way that Ufu can help with this, having like deep history knowledge?
Go ahead and
Say
tell me.
of pirate ships that nobody knows about?
Tell me what advice or how you would help Moonshine with your insight to help
Yeah.
help them build this ship.
Ufu like scooches up and he's like, I don't really know anything about boats or pirate ships, or I've never seen one before. But if I had, I would suggest that you if we taper this piece down to the front and add a seam here,
Oh, like,
it's less likely.
Make it aerodynamic like that. Okay.
It's true. And then that grease you like so much, if we just lather it on the
That's
outside.
good for water. That's good for a watertight seal.
Yeah. Not that I don't know anything about boats, pirates.
Okay, so if you, with that insight, would like, you could either roll with advantage, or your ship will have the capacity to once per day cast the grease spell at another ship, but it will raise the DC.
Spell. Grease.
Hold-
Spell. Grease. Spell.
We're gonna say grease spell.
Okay, so that's going to raise
There
the
it is.
DC to 15.
Okay.
And you're not going to roll with advantage, but you can still be inspired. But that's the risk we're taking now. You got an 18, didn't you?
Yep.
I did.
yep.
That's good.
Wow. Nice.
Yeah. So-
I'm gonna. Should I roll for inspiration just to see if I can put it over the top?
No, you're good. Well, actually, no. Yeah, roll the inspiration, because if you hit double, but you can't hit double the DC because the DC was 15. Never mind.
Yeah.
So
Unless I roll a natural 20. then
it's a
I can.
fine day's worth of work, and you made a grease cannon that once per day can launch the grease spell at another opponent's ship
That's the sound.
or
effects.
location. Okay.
Yeah.
And that was the 4th day of work, correct? So now
Yes.
we're on the 5th day. Would anyone like to help inspire designs for the ship, or are we just doing a standard day of work?
Can I use flurry of blows to break things down, boards and things? Use my bare tiny paws. Pow!
You know what? Roll me just a general dexterity save, and if you beat 10, absolutely, this helps and gives Moonshine advantage.
I rolled a 24.
All right, so this is going to give Moonshine advantage on shipbuilding for the day.
Cut
Go
straight
ahead,
through
roll
'em.
roll me a d20. Your DC is 10. Okay, so you beat the
Ooh,
DC.
wait, I do have a. By the way, I just realized. Maybe this is something later on, but I do have something called unfailing inspiration.
Okay, what does that do?
In your inspiring words are so persuasive that others feel driven to succeed. When a creature adds one of your bardic inspiration dice to its ability check, attack roll, or saving throw, and the roll fails, the creature can keep the bardic inspiration die.
Okay. All right. So that's going to be important for the next one because you have, after this, you have 2 more days left of shipbuilding. Right now, it's in the water and there's a decent framework. There are cannon slots, and there is the grease hose. It's floating. Everything looks good, but there's still the final pieces that need to be put on. So
So
this is
18 is the total for that day.
okay.
With the
So
inspiration.
we did not hit double the DC, so it's just a good
Wait.
day's worth of work.
I have something.
Okay.
Flash of genius. For any roll, I can add +5 once a day.
Oh,
So something about today, you were in the groove. You were just everything was coming along nicely. Ufu started flurry blows wood, and strangely enough, he punched the wood in the exact measurement you needed each time. It was just like Ufu took a bunch of lumber together, just crack, and it was in the perfect shape. And this enables you to get this is beyond a good day's worth of work, meaning that you've officially in one day did 2 days worth of work.
Oh, nice.
Meaning that you only have 1 day's worth of work left. So this is it. This is the last day. This is putting on all of the extra bells and whistles. This is also the last chance for any design ideas that you might have.
Yes.
Now, keep in mind, you can put in a design idea of your choice. It just raises the difficulty.
Okay, well, I'm about to do something that won't raise the difficulty.
Okay.
From like a pouch or something that Phaedra has been kind of like holding onto with his life, there is this really gorgeous jacket that was taken off of a mercenary. And they look at the coat, they sniff it a little bit. Okay, I think it's time we say goodbye. Lived a good life. And I'm gonna cut it up and make a flag.
Beautiful. Beautiful. Go ahead and roll me. I'm just gonna make this I'm gonna make this
like a performance or like a
I was like just a basic dexterity check.
Okay. Could I am I better at performance? Could I argue a performance?
Oh, I will easily give you performance.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, this is a beautiful flag.
Fabulous.
In fact, I'm gonna say this is an inspiring flag. Like this is gonna be your home for a little bit, and this has a nice touch to it. You do get to roll at advantage. So with that, Moonshine, are you gonna use that advantage to just have 1 day's worth of work, which will finish the ship, or would you like to add any design ideas?
Okay. Seeing this flag and how epic it is and how amazing this flag is, Moonshine is what's a good thing I can do with this. Moonshine is going to I'm gonna roll with advantage for the day. But I think is also doing like some arcane scrolling on the outside of the boat in order to hopefully infuse it with a dancing lights spell, so that way the boat can illuminate, and so we can travel at night.
Do you need help carving those? Because that has the perfect size claws to help carve.
Oh,
things
yeah.
for you. Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to say dancing light, it's a cantrip. So
Yeah.
I'm only going to raise the DC by 2, making it DC 12. Calm down, Zach. So you do get to roll with advantage.
Okay, so an 18.
That'll do it.
plus 5 for Flash of Genius, and then I will roll the inspiration die just to see if I can double this.
Okay.
That works out to a total of 23.
The total that you needed was 24.
Oh, is it
So
Wow.
is that with the Bardic yeah, it is. Oh.
Yeah.
that's with the Bardic Inspiration, and yeah. So sorry that it would have enabled something cool too. But but the ship is done. It can cast dancing lights anywhere. Like there are lanterns that specifically cast that cantrip when you pull them, and it's gorgeous. And it's you finish at around late evening, and this thing is a marvel on the river. And in the darkness of the desert, the dancing lights illuminate just below the flag, and you can see it waving in the distance. And it does look beautiful, and it is ready for you all to board.
We need a name for it.
do.
Is it presumptuous that we should call this after our late friend, who probably died in water? I'm still not clear on that part.
Oh, yes, the Gafir.
The Gafir.
What about Gafir the Third? Because we did have
Ooh, I
Gafir
like
and we
that.
had Gafir Junior, so this would be Gafir the Third.
Very
Yeah.
very
This was
symmetrical.
not
I
In
like
the
it.
family, yeah.
Yeah, it's a family name.
Okay. And so you all for the first time board Gafir the Third. And it's a beautiful ship, but you notice that, well, it's a ship. There's no bedding, there's no furniture, really. There's ship.
Yeah, there's floor.
There's storage, and you put all the extra stuff from the shipbuilding in storage. So there's enough to make whatever you need for the ship. But you're here now, and you're ready to follow the river south.
Okay, let's, are we all ready? Can everybody kind of like hold on to a railing? I've,
We
sailed.
didn't-
Oh yeah,
we didn't install railings.
I've installed railings. We're good
Oh, okay,
there.
okay, good.
Oh, good. Hold on to
I mean-
something then.
That was the
that just sticks his claws in.
We still had those hammocks, didn't we? We could like string up a couple of those like in the back.
Oh yeah. I imagine maybe we have even like between. I don't know. Is it a double mast or is it a single mast?
I think it's just the single.
I think it's a single.
Probably single mast. Okay. Well, we'll figure that out then. Yeah.
I mean,
we
we're-
need the net. We need the net of the hammocks regardless. So.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I
Okay.
mean, worst case scenario, we can always like make some improvements on it on
Oh, yeah.
on the go.
Never
We've got
mind.
I have
right?
ideas.
We do have sails on this. We're not
Delay
gonna have to.
involves grease.
Oh yeah. Oh,
Yeah,
oh, yeah.
we really focused on what was important here.
Yeah.
I mean, the
Um,
river goes south anyway, so it's mostly like.
You all hear the sound of a thud as an arrow hits the mast of the ship.
Hey, that was
And you-
new.
Oh my gosh.
Is it a message, Zach? I think this is for you.
Yeah.
Toss it in the water.
I mean, it's from Alan, the greasy kitty. We should at least
Zach-
look at it.
Oh, no, just that's like, oh, Alan, and just goes straight for
Mail from Alan.
The first thing that you see on the note is, "My name is not Alan, and we are not the Greasy Cats.
like
We have-
Alan and the Greasy Cats.
We have noticed your shipbuilding. It would be a bit difficult to be your rival while you can traverse the sea, and we cannot. Can we get a ride?"
Oh,
No, that's a
Alan-
hard no.
no. Is everyone feeling? I just thought we should bring it to the whole team. Everyone feeling no on this one?
I'm
mean, one of
impartial
those-
either way.
You know, we could be kind and leave them this extra supplies. They could
know what,
build,
that
their
Build your own
ship.
damn ship.
That's right. If he wants to be
mean-
your rival, he's gonna have to meet you. What's to say? Tooth for tooth.
That's a good idea.
Yeah.
We'll leave a
Okay, make
little
him
note, a
worthy.
very sweet note on top that says "You're welcome."
Does anyone have a bow and arrow, or should I just throw it?
I can dart throw it. Actually, no, I have a blowgun. Remember my staff
I
is a
can
giant
just
gun.
send Buddy with a message too.
Oh, that's
Yeah, we got options.
I give
that's
Buddy.
good.
The
They might also get hit if I blow dart it back.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
yeah.
so yeah, that Zat writes the little note like, no, but here's where we left the supplies. I hope you and the rest of the greasy kitties, Alan, have a great time.
Tell them to use their fur grease.
Does it actually have his name on the bottom of the note?
No, he did not write his name.
What
on
an
the
idiot.
bottom.
I'm pretty sure it's Alan. So I keep calling him Alan, like honestly, because the last name is like Silvestri, and I think of Alan
Yeah.
Silvestri as a composer. So that's where my name goes to Alan. I'm sorry. Anyway, bye, Alan. Send the note off to Alan with Buddy.
Yeah, Buddy's going to go drop the note off with the greasy kitties,
It also says, "P.S. Please stop shooting our boat."
and then cast the grease spell and leave.
They're greasy kitties. We're just helping them live up to their name.
You know, at some point, soap's not going to work anymore.
No. It'd be very soft, though.
Very shiny.
soft.
Yeah, a good sheen.
Good
Gotta really
sheen.
commend
a nice,
that.
oily.
Really, this is the game where we watch Noir roll by himself.
Okay, so some of them are learning, but it's not the ones that usually fail. And there is a after a while, there
Is
is
Alan
a
greasy?
no. Alan is not
Oh.
greasy. Alan has been rolling insanely well against this grease spell. There is another arrow that hits the mast.
Jesus.
Come on,
and-
what did we just say?
It does say apologies for the mast. Well played. Well played. Clap, 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 clap. Well played. I will see you on the river.
Zat just goes, "Oh, Alan," and throws it in the river.
Oh,
They like the
Alan.
presents.
And with that, you're all free to start sailing south.
All right, I'm happy to get at the helm of this. Unless, Ufu, I know you were really good with land vehicles. No water.
Vehicles. I've never used a boat in my life.
What? Oh, okay.
I'm more of
I'll
a-
drive.
I don't know anything, but I will stand back here and pull this rope so that the tension releases here. Okay.
Yeah, that's great.
I set Phaedra up for success, pull the rigging, right? Get the sails
Hand
open.
the right
But I don't
rope.
know what I'm doing. I've never been on a boat in my life.
You were just watching Ufu effortlessly just dancing around, almost single-handedly sailing this thing.
I
Going,
know.
I have no idea what's happening here.
You just,
So
got
the
it,
way that
Phaedra?
I pictured this is there's the mast with the single sail, and there is the rigging, but also there's a rudder at the back for a little bit extra control.
Oh,
especially
that's
since it is a
smart.
river.
Yeah, so I mean, you watch as Ufu does one strike on the anvil and it just spins and it's anchor up.
Wow. Wow.
Oh.
Okay, we are good to go.
Can I get you to roll me a sea vehicle check?
Yeah, I don't know what that is. Is that just a?
You know what? Add your-
a
as-
D20 plus my
add-
proficiency?
Your D20 plus your proficiency plus wisdom.
Oh
So-
damn. Okay.
I don't have an attribute to my water vehicle proficiency. Do you, Dot?
No,
It's
I don't
asking
either.
me.
I think it's just a water.
It's a proficiency, and they don't. Wizards doesn't officially give an attribute for any one of the tools. It's generally to your GM's discretion. I feel like wisdom
I only
and
rolled a
intelligence
14.
are the best for sea vehicles, and I'm gonna say with the 14. You're not doing anything.
I mean, it's not really a boat that's supposed to be manned by myself, anyways. But at least know what I'm doing with the rigging.
Yeah, you're able to get this thing to a fine start.
Also a
It's
river.
sailing
We're not
just
gonna get
fine.
lost.
Yeah, this is what the average Yahoo does at the beach. You're able to just sail this thing just fine. And you see that this place, I mean, you finally have a place all of your own. and you're away from threats, and you're able to take in the majesty of the area around you, and it's nice. It's beautiful. You see the dunes rolling in the distance. You do see Alan and the Greasy Cats going to work building. You can see that none of them have proficiency in anything that would be useful for shipbuilding. I just checked, and nope, they're not going to have luck or success at this.
We're gonna see them at the end of the season. They're gonna be like, "We finally built the boat. We're on our way."
It's like this hodgepodge mishmash of like wood and twigs.
It's just literally a dinghy. It's not even a boat. It's just like all of them in the tiny little
A raft.
tub-looking thing. It's a tub. It's literally just a tub, a floating
If they manage that much, I'll be proud of them.
tub.
But you sail on, and it's calm and it's peaceful, and then you hear the sound of "Get him! Get him!" and you see these two individuals in cloaks running towards the river and trying to traverse it. And you see torches and lights off in the distance,
No.
looking for the people that you've seen come into the river. So what do you do?
Oh.
You can keep sailing, and it's not your problem, or you can interfere.
So
I'm
wait,
Are they
Like,
going after Alan and the
sailing?
Greasy Kitties?
That's
Or
Oh
what
no,
are
they're
they?
they're going after these two cloaked figures that are running.
oh,
Alan and the Greasy Kitties was a while back. It's long since sailed away from them.
Should we help them?
I mean,
I can
your
aim the grease
story,
cannon at
hero.
them.
Yes, I think we should.
Okay.
only for the grease.
Yeah, and I don't know if there's a way to like row this thing, if we can row it.
Is-
You can hit the steering wheel and turn it in any way that you like. It is going to take a little bit of time for this thing to turn around, and you see that the cloaked figures have made it towards the middle of the river, and now they're just kind of treading, desperately trying to paddle to the other side.
Is there any like leftover construction equipment, like lumber or something that Zach can kind of put into the water to hopefully pull them up?
I can throw a rope at them with Buddy.
Hey, we've got all that net too from the hammocks.
Oh yeah,
Mhm.
let's
Yeah,
net them.
there's plenty of rope, plenty of nets.
Zach just throws the net on top of them.
Captured. We got you.
So is that what we're doing? We're throwing the net at them?
Well,
Actually,
someone
I'm
could
actually
stop
gonna
Zach,
grab.
but
No, I'm gonna get Buddy to grab a rope
Mhm.
and take it to them, and then pull them in.
Mm.
Because Buddy
Okay.
flies 30 feet.
Yeah.
So if
Hey,
you're still
Chan,
doing the
smart.
rope thing, make me an attack roll. And for Buddy, let's get Buddy to make me just a dexterity check, just to see how well this goes. Because is Buddy getting in the water as well?
Buddy flies.
Oh, okay. Then yeah, that's
Buddy
okay.
Is it
30 feet
clear
fly
for our
speed.
audience and KP who and what Buddy is?
So
Yes.
Buddy is kind of like this little ropelet thing. Kind of like looks at first like a little scarab beetle, but then like gets sort of anthropomorphic legs, and the little beetle wings flit out and grabs with the hands this rope, and there's this light fluttering sound of like beetle wings as Buddy takes out over the water with the rope. So for Buddy, let me look up his stats. Buddy.
Mhm.
What was the roll again?
Dexterity check, please.
Okay. Buddy is Dexy at least.
Oof.
But not
What?
that Dexy.
No.
But Flash of Genius, that's +5, so that's 14.
Nice.
Gosh, artificers! I swear. To
It's still clutch. I mean, once a day though.
So you see, Buddy just kind of drops the rope way too far, and one of the contestants treading water goes, "Really?" And then Buddy just goes, it like auto corrects. It looks very mechanical, and then they grab on, and give me a strength check from Buddy.
Oh, Buddy's not strong. Buddy's not
He's
strong
just
at all.
little.
Just little. But I think Buddy's job was I didn't specify. I didn't specify. That's my bad.
No, it's all good. It's all good. I can take it in
I was just gonna say Buddy's job was to drop the rope. The other end of the rope is with us on the ship.
Go ahead and still make me that strength check though.
That coming
From Buddy
Moonshine?
or
From Buddy. From
Okay.
Buddy.
Buddy?
Okay. So like as soon as the rope drops, they kind of think that Buddy's going to like fly them over, and Buddy just dips just a little bit, but doesn't hit water. It just kind of gives them a sassy turnaround with a flutter of
God.
wings. And they're like, "Oh, fine," and they start pulling their way there. And that's when the lighted figures that just hit the edge of the water. They start to look at your ship and go, "No, don't help them! Don't let them get away! Fire on that ship! Fire on that ship!"
Wait, we just built this ship.
Can you not?
No.
I wink at everybody really big, and I'll go, we'll capture them. I'm gonna toss a net
Yeah.
at these people to make it look like we're trying to help capture them.
Okay.
Net attack, go. Net 20!
You very net
I've
20.
definitely never stood on a boat
Net
and used a
20?
net before.
Net 20.
Thank you. There it is. A net 20.
Are you trying to actually net them?
I'm trying to net the people in the water.
Okay. So yeah, you you just kind of flick your wrist and send this net out, as if you've done it 1,000 times, as
Oh,
if
it's-
you
Weird, huh?
as if you were used to capturing people on ships.
and I go,
Weird.
quick, help me! Pull them in, because I'm tiny.
Oh yeah, we're getting them. We're capturing them for you.
For you.
Yeah, we're
We're
very
gonna-
official.
We're gonna actually come around, so just wait there. Wait over there.
Yeah.
We're gonna go
Not
around
hard
the
to
corner
maneuver.
and U-turn.
This is one of my favorite things to do. This is going to be a party check.
Yes.
Okay, and the DC is 50 to see
Oh.
if you can deceive them. So as a party, I need everybody to roll me a deception check.
Oh, I can do that, yeah.
See, Phaedra's really not that
Oh my
deceptive.
Yeah, Zad's better at performance than deception.
Damn.
We're not good.
Yeah,
What
We
is that?
might, we might make it. We need is a 10. Did I do that math right? That puts us at a
Let's
20,
see.
and a 14 and 16 is another 20, 40. We need 10 points.
Oh, come on!
We're down by one!
Wait, bardic inspiration.
Genius +5.
you all are at 49.
No!
Bardic
That's
inspiration.
heartbreaking.
Okay. Somebody roll Bardic Inspiration. Who are you giving it to? And tell me what that looks like in this moment. Because right now everybody's going, "Yes, we are capturing the criminals for
wait.
you."
Also, wait, I said this before. On top of bardic inspiration, I do have unfailing inspiration. Your inspiring words are so persuasive that other feels driven to succeed. When your creature adds one of your bardic dice to its ability, can keep the bardic inspiration dice. So
Okay, so that means that if they fail using your Bardic Inspiration dice, they still get to hold on to that Bardic Inspiration.
Okay. But I can, as part of it, I'm just like, you see him just like playing his instruments, and then just him saying like, we're the best bounty hunters on the sea. We're here to help. We're here to, he's not a singer. He's just a player.
Give me a performance check. Like I'm gonna give you all the Bardic Inspiration, but I just want to see how well you put them over. Like this is like a WWE promo time.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yes.
So you see one of the guards that has an arrow that is lit on fire, getting ready to shoot, and then he goes, "Is that Shani?
What?
Oh, I've heard of this bard. Oh, if he's saying,
Ben! Hi!
hey, if he's saying that he's traveling with the baddest bounty hunters, like we got to no, don't fire at their ship. If they're as good as he says, they're gonna beat us up. Yeah, just capture them and bring them to us. We got this. Yeah, we're gonna get you. We've been hunting you for so long, and you ran into the wrong bounty hunters to run into. And you see the guys in the net like, I don't know what is going on.
It's okay.
Wait right there. We'll come around. I'll give you an autograph.
So you pull up these two cloaked figures in who are being who are being chased, and their hoods are still down. They just go. So are you actually capturing us, or like?
Yes, we are.
Yeah.
Moonshine's gonna put down the goggles and get a better look at the robed figures, if possible, to see.
In the
Are they
meantime,
like the same sort of people that were after us earlier?
No, but you do get a magic vibe going, that there is something magic about them, and that's when the one figure takes off his hood, takes off their hood and goes, well, if you're not capturing us, can I get some dinner? And you look and you see the face of Gafir, who is not, none of the mannerisms are the same, none of the vocal patterns are the same, but this person has the face of Gafir. They're just like, you really got us out of that. But can I get something to eat? I could really use this thing.
I slap him lovingly with a tiny paw. Gafir?
You slap
We all slap him. We all slap him lovingly with a tap.
More of a head pat from Phaedra,
Yeah.
but yeah,
There's a lot of
check in on the
slaps and
horns.
head pats, and they just look at you and go,
Johnny comes up and slaps because he thinks that's just something.
That's how we greet people, Shani. Yeah.
oh, okay,
Once
well,
we're part of the crew.
hello?
Hi.
Slaps Phaedra.
Wait.
Hi?
Wait.
Slaps Mooch.
We're just trying to.
Huh?
What did you do? What did you do?
Why were they after you?
Oh, there was a misunderstanding about them thinking something was theirs, and I disagreed.
Hey, I know that
Oh.
feeling.
Yeah, you know.
I got off of a countess who thought it was hers, but it was too
You know,
shiny
it's
to
just-
let her be it.
I have a question.
This one.
Where did you get your face?
I've never stolen a face before.
Not you. This guy.
What are you talking about? This is my face. This has always been my face.
That's not true. That's the face of my best friend in the whole world, and you stole it.
Trying to pull up the face.
Oh, there, we're,
He's like you're just
it's like
pulling
Mario
up the-
64.
That's a horrible
just
game.
like
Where did you meet that? Where did you meet the man whose face is really this face?
This is going to be our last
Oh no.
challenge of the day,
Ah.
and this is going to be a group persuasion check.
Because we're good at this.
I'm going to set it for DC 45.
Come on.
Hey, 19. Where did you get my
Yes!
best friend's
I'm
face?
sorry, a 30?
Holy crap.
jeez,
I am a very person.
30.
We all
Oh my
have
gosh.
we all have just like big begging eyes of like, tell
We're
us
just
where our
making-
friend is.
Tell us where their friend is.
Then Moonshine and Phaedra are like, I mean, if you could tell us, that'd be cool.
I mean,
Yeah.
Please, my best friend.
You see the skin ripple, and the face becomes smooth gray with large black eyes.
Change.
And silver hair that's just kind of just draped all over their face, and they just. Ugh. Okay. So yeah, I saw your buddy just kind of passing through.
But-
it was weird. I was at the campfire, and then this guy just walks out and he sits around, and they talk about like responsibility.
Yeah,
and,
that sounds like a fear.
That's
and,
definitely a fear.
and the gin and being connected to the soil
Yep.
and,
Mhm.
and
Quick.
the-
Could you? Which direction?
Oh, they are. I don't know. They walked into the fire again.
What?
I thought Gafir walked into water.
Yeah, I thought they were left.
Yeah, what was that about the ocean? I mean, we're on the river.
It was just
Are rivers just long oceans? I've never
I
known.
think so.
Okay.
Okay.
Logically, that seems right.
I rear back because we have to make a scene of this, right? And I love smack him again, and I go, stop talking, you bad man.
I've been captured. No, my freedom. I thought I had it, but it is gone now. You cursed bounty hunters. I've been foiled. And he just like dramatically falls.
That's like, this is going
Oh
well.
no,
That's like
we
just
hurt him too much, and now he's actually dead. We should just drop him into the ocean, and then or into the water, and you just like see Shani grab like a random like some any object that is nearby similar in size and just tosses it into the water.
Off the other side, off the far side of the boat, so they can't. You hear a splash.
You hear the no! I'm falling off the boat. Splash.
He actually says splash too. Splash.
Splash.
Oh
what about the other figure in the cloak? There's two of them, correct?
Yeah.
Yes. You do notice that this whole time, that fake Gafir has been kind of defensive, putting their body between your own. But you see a small, smooth gray skin, black eyes, figure holding on to Gafir 2's leg. And the hood comes down, and you see the hair is like, it's still very silver, and it goes down to about their elbow.
What
And
kind of,
like at this fake wrestling, they're just like laughing. And
what kind of creature is this? Or like humanoid?
so you do know that fake Gafir is a doppelganger.
A doppelganger.
This-
Okay.
This is a changeling.
Changeling is the term, yeah.
Okay.
Thank you.
Well, I suggest you change into something different, cause
Me? Yeah, something. I mean,
we need to. Okay. Oh, here goes the other one.
Oh no! I'm also falling off of the ship, and the water is getting close, and now I am on the water, and now I'm in the water, and then splash, and I am under the water, and I don't know how to swim. I have perished.
Ha ha ha! We are truly the best and the worst bounty hunters.
I bring them over and try to like
The young
hide
guys,
them.
though.
Can we hide them?
You can absolutely hide them, and you do hear the doppelganger give you, thanks for getting us out of there. Right.
I want to know where you found his face.
You have a lot of questions, so let's get to safety first.
And with that, the Gafir 2 sails off, and there's this one figure still holding his arrow that's on fire. Like, they're gonna turn around 82nd now. 82nd. 82nd.
We'll meet you at the docks with the prisoners.
Oh,
I
that's
bet
why
they
they're not
stay there
turning
all night.
around.
They stay there
That's
all
why.
night. Oh.
Thanks for being a fan.
It's like the dog episode of Futurama.
oh gosh.
And that is where our story is going to end for the day, with one diligent, excited fanboy guard holding his arrow, and the Gafir 3 sailing off into the distance, now smuggling a doppelganger and a changeling who are being chased.
So curious.
Thank you all so much for joining us. This has been a blast. I'm so excited to be able to play with all of you again, and for the first time. I've been wanting to be in a game with you, KP, for so long. So this is amazing. This is where we're going to give our sign-offs, tell you all the places you can find us and all the things that we're doing. I'll start. Hi, I'm Noir. You can find me here on Sundays, driving this school bus of what's going on. On Mondays, you can find me over on Follow Black Cats Gaming for Curse Castles Cthulhu. On Wednesdays, you can find me over on Faith Forest Academy for Scarlet Citadel, another Kobold Press game, which we're having a blast with. I have an elf that just discovered capitalism in their
Oh no.
Oh, interesting.
And on Saturday, you can find me over on Critical Misses for our morning show, Morning Ritual. And we have a whole guest next week, and I even
We're
know what
actually
they're.
off next week.
Oh well, you know what? That shows what I know.
That's so
Oh, I'm a professional. But that's me. You can find me on all the things. That's Dino or Enigma. That's Twitter, Twitch, YouTube, TikTok, and Instagram. Please give my Twitch a follow. And we are going to pass it on over to D. It's got to be you again. I'm so sorry. Oh, I need a fan. That's so cool.
I bought myself a fan at the drag show yesterday. It says
Yes.
support local drag, but it makes the most satisfying, like, warp
Yes.
sound. I need it. I need it more often. So hello, I have been Phaedra, the Minotaur fighter, who mostly just stands for fashion. Anything else is kind of secondary. If you want to follow more content, you can find me on Twitter as @B_Zelda. I am a podcaster, a member or a host of Anime Attaché, a player in Power Play, and I'm a regular streamer. Right after this show, in about an hour, we are doing our finale of Power Play. And that means all these motherfucking cops are about to die. And if you want to watch a show that just screams ACAB, come join some Power Play.
Woo! Next, we have the lovely Anita. Tell us about yourself.
Hello, I was Moonshine tonight. I continue to be Anita. I'm a TTRPG streamer, graphic designer, and cat mom about the space. You can find me Tuesday over on Tall Squall's channel for our finale of The Hollowed, which is a D&D 5e game that is, quickly coming to a close. Get to say goodbye to my sweet little sorcerer. Wednesdays, you can find me over on Vancouver by Night's Twitch channel for Changeling the Dreaming game. Saturdays, you can normally find me on Morning Ritual, but we don't have a guest this week because I am in the process of going on vacation for September to a certain place. That's why I just need the weekend off. But Fridays, you can also find me running a game. I run a Fear Itself game called The Growing of the Dim, which is set in supernatural British Columbia. That's pretty much me.
All right. And now, our newest bard with the persuasion of 30 just coming and putting that group check on your shoulders. Tell us about yourself, man.
Hello, everyone. I'm KP, also known as KP11 Studios on all your social medias. I'm on Twitter. I'm on Instagram. I used to be on Twitch, but not so much anymore. But that's fine. We have our things. But I'm a photographer. I do cosplay and portrait photography. I'm a streamer. I enjoy and love playing TTRPG and games with wonderful folks like these. Amazing people that I get to. It's an absolute joy. I'm actually regularly on a show with another member here, Dot, every Friday on our City of Light and Shadow, which is not able to speak today for some reason.
You're killing it. You keep going.
You're killing it. You're doing great.
I was mumbling the whole way through. I got you, man.
Which is an amazing, amazing game set in the 1920s, and we're
1940s, World War II.
40s. Why do I keep saying 20s? I just really want the Roaring 20s for some reason.
Hey, don't we all, boo?
No, it's the best. But 1940s, we're a bunch of resistance fighters, and basically we kick Nazi butts. So if any of that sounds interesting to you,
Come hang out and
check
kill
us out.
Nazis every Friday.
It rules.
I
It's
want
on,
to kill Nazis.
for SJW's channel over there. So go check them out. And then that's pretty much it for now.
All right, so we're gonna plunge it straight up to Marcus, the shreddiest cat you know.
Hello, my name is Marcus. Thank you again for joining us for another wonderful morning, midday, evening, wherever you are at Kobold Press of Southlands. I am the I'm the something or other at some. I started strong, but then I lost it. Here's the deal. I have nothing to plug. I'm just really happy to be here with these cool and talented people who are funny, charming, and skilled. And not only those things, they are intelligent and kind. And I am glad to be a part of this group. So that's my sign off for the day. I hope you all enjoy this, and I'm going to pass that over to Noir, who I think is going to pass that to Dot, or do I just pass that to Dot? Should I take it? Or
you know what? No, we'll do the triple pass. He passes
here we go.
me, like it goes on the opponent's leg, and then we get it to Dot's hand, who's going to take it home for the dunk.
Oh, I love that. Use your Michael Jordan Space Jam arms to really get that.
Oh, my big hand all the way. All right, y'all. I'm your littlest red dot and your resident Kobold Twitch producer here for closing out our Sunday and starting into a new week. Boy, how do we got so much going on. First off, if you like Southlands, guess what? Or you back the Kickstarter. Books are coming. Hard books. Books. We're just dealing with the like shipping things, so expect those sometime in September. But that also means if you didn't get your hands on a copy during the Kickstarter, you'll be able to get your hands on a copy very soon inside of the Kobold Press store. So make sure if you're not already, sign up for our newsletter. That's the best place to find everything that's going on with us. And if you're like, oh man, but he really wanted to support a Kickstarter, well, hot dog, has Dot got a surprise for you. We're in the middle of another Kickstarter for Tome of Heroes. You can go check that out. It's going to have everything that you need, like some ridiculous number of pages, like 300 pages worth of new 5e content for heroes. There's also a section for GMs on things just like Noir's been building around like party activities and downtime activities, some really, really cool stuff. So go check out Tome of Heroes if you've got questions. And make sure you definitely watch the video at the top because I definitely did not do the voiceover for that. Definitely did not. And if you want to find me, Friday nights over on Trooper SJP Center for channel for City of Light and Shadow. And the rest of the time right now, I'm kicking it here. Wednesdays are my big day on Kobold Press. You can come check us out for Marauders of the Middle Sea, where Ufu's actually an NPC. We get to see how he definitely never, ever has been on a boat. Never, ever, ever, never. Never, ever. I'm over there running a game with an all-femme and non-binary cast as we play. We play a bunch of pirates in the middle of a god, a little bit of a god feud. No big deal. I think the rest of the time, you know where and how to find all of us. I want to thank you so much for hanging out. If you were here with Warriors of Waterdeep, we also appreciate you swinging by. Hope you grabbed your gems. Hope you stuck around. And if nothing else, we'll see you again on Wednesday for both our Kobold chats and Marauders of the Middle Sea. Have a good afternoon, everybody. Bye.
Bye.